Hello everyone and welcome to another game of Squirrels Baseball. I am Aaron and we are back home to get our first look at the Cardinals this year. Cardinals actually sitting in second place at the moment. I think tied with the Reds, but maybe one game ahead. I can't remember for sure. Although we've handed the Reds a lot of their losses, so take that for what you will. Also admit not feeling the greatest still today, but we're going to get through this. And hopefully get through it in 9 innings. I really do not want another 15-inning monster on my hands today. Regular lineup in today. It'll be the regular guys tomorrow and then the bench guys before an off day. Off day on Friday. That actually works out nice because my younger daughter has her last soccer game of the year that day. Of course, my older daughter has a tournament game today, her first round of her postseason tournament. That's not till 6:45. It's a little bit after 3 as I record right now, so this game had better not go that long. Juan Pierre is going to lead things off for the Cardinals. And he will foul this pitch away. That will start him off with a 1-1 count. Stitch on the mound. I don't think I mentioned that earlier. Swing and a miss on a changeup for strike 2. Got ahead of myself. Looks at strike 3 on a fastball. So Chris Burke batting second for the Cardinals. Looks at a fastball low. Lines this one over Kester's head, and that will give us our first Cardinal base runner of the game. And here's Albert Pujols. You can see he's got 1 home run better than Terry. Terry did hit number 12 last game to end up being the game winner. Which I think actually, as Pujols strikes out, Pujols would be the leader for the National League. And then Terry in second. Chipper Jones and Jorge Posada, who at the moment are playing for the Mariners and Tigers, respectively, are both ahead of Pujols as well, but just slightly. J.D. Drew hits a soft liner to short. So Joey makes that play. Cardinals with a hit but no runs. Kester will lead things off for the Squirrels. Take a look at the Cardinals lineup. Sky is new for them. I think Wes Helms is also new for them. Certainly playing first base. Which is where I was expecting Pujols. I guess he's out in the outfield. I already have forgotten. Craig Breslow on the mound. And he will get Kester. Well, no, it goes over Helms' head. I thought that... It looks like they got Pujols playing second base. That's a choice. Marvin, line drive right to short. Carlos Guillen will make the play. He's new for the Cardinals, too, as far as I'm aware. Chief watches that pitch go outside. This one is called a strike. That'll be a base hit into right field. Will Kester go to third? No, he stays at second. So here's Terry, 2 on with 1 out. That had the 15th inning home run to finally win that game yesterday. Though he never would have had the chance if Frank hadn't cut off the run in the bottom of the 9th at home plate. Nor if Frank hadn't driven in the first run of the game back in the first inning. Terry strikes out. Here is Frank. All to say, I think Frank should have been player of the game yesterday after I thought about it for a minute. We'll see what he does in the first inning here, if he can come through again. He's got a 1-2 count at the moment. Ground ball, but Breslow's able to glove it before it can become trouble. 2 hits, but no runs. We go into the second inning, where Carlos Guillen is going to lead things off for St. Louis. Guillen has a 1-1 count to start things off. swing and a miss to make it 1-2. A sharp grounder, but it is foul. Pulled down the left-hand side. Or, sorry, the right field side. Went through a whole stretch last year where I kept switching that, having some dyslexia. Gets a swing and a miss for the strikeout to start off this second inning. So here's Adrian Beltre, who I feel like was with the Cardinals last year. I could be wrong about that, though. He pops out to short. 2 fairly quick outs. Here is Sky, who, if I remember right, his catching stats aren't super high, but he is a power hitter. He will put a line drive into right center. Marvin tried to cut it off, didn't do the greatest job. Gets it into second base, but not before Sky is in with a double. So here's Wes Helms. He'll look at strike 1. Swings and misses to make it 0-2. High fastball gets us another swing and a miss for strike 3. Cardinals with another hit, but still no runs. We go to the bottom of the second inning, where Tom will lead it off for Indianapolis. First pitch to Tom is down in the dirt. That pitch called a strike. It was up in the zone, we'll say. Popped up right at the plate. Sky makes a catch. 1 down. Here comes Zach, who did have a pretty good game yesterday after getting off to a bit of a slow start. Looks at strike 1. Puts this one into shallow center field, and that does get down for a base hit. Joey at the plate. 1 on, 1 out. He'll look at strike 1. This will hook foul down the right field side. This pitch up by his head, but he does not flinch. Hits this one into left field. That will be a base hit, and it's going to get a little behind Pierre. Zach slides into third base. I think that might have been a double anyway for Joey, but definitely was after the throw. 2 on, both in scoring position for Stitch. Still only 1 out. Stitch down 0-2, though. And he will strike out swinging. Not the greatest time for the 9-hole hitter to come up. Here's Kester, who will look at strike 1. Still 2 runners in scoring position. Ooh, 0-2 after that high changeup. Will this get down? It does, right over Helms' head. 1 run already in. Joey coming in for the second run. And the Squirrels have the early 2-0 lead. Here is Marvin. He is batting right-handed. I don't think I mentioned. Lines it right to Helms, and that'll end the inning. So the Squirrels up 2-0 after 2. Breslow's going to lead it off for the Cardinals in the third. Stitch starts him off with a fastball for a strike. Changeup is too far inside. And that pitch is too high. Curveball misses as well. It's 3-1. Swing and a miss makes it a full count. And that's going to be a walk to the opposing pitcher. Not how you want to start off an inning. 4 strikeouts for Stitch the first time through the order, and Juan Pierre was one of them. It's got a 1-1 count to start this at-bat. And Stitch doesn't get the call on that changeup. Fastball popped up into shallow center. Marvin comes in, and can they get Breslow at third? They do not. He slides in there safely, Breslow being an athlete out there. So now the Cardinals with runners on the corners and nobody out. Chris Burke at the plate, who I do believe also struck out his first time up. Has a 1-2 count at the moment. Hit and run, and it is successful right through the right side of the infield like it's supposed to be. Cardinals get a run back, and they still have runners on the corners with nobody out, and Albert Pujols at the plate. Certainly not the situation the Squirrels want to find themselves in, and he comes up with the base hit through the left side, and that will tie the ball game. Stitch running into some big trouble here in the third. Tied up at 2. There's still 2 runners on, and he has still not retired anybody in this inning. J.D. Drew hit a soft liner his first time up. He's got a 1-1 count right now. That curveball bounces in. Let's change up ground. This should be a double play. All to go to third, and that ends up being the only out they get, but it is getting the lead runner, so can't complain too much. Here's Carlos Guillen, 2 on now with 1 out as he swings and misses at the first pitch. Oh, we got a wild pitch right through the wickets. So that will move both runners into scoring position now. And Guillen with the ground ball to second. They get the out at first, concede the run, but it does give the Cardinals a 3-2 lead now. And they still have a runner on third with Adrian Beltre at the plate. He's going to ground out to third. So that ends the inning, but the Cardinals score 3 to take the lead. 5 hits apiece for the teams, but the Cardinals up 1. The Squirrels will start off with Chief at the plate in the bottom half of the inning. Chief did get a base hit in his first at-bat. He will look at strike 1 here. And that one a bit lower, I guess. That slider seemed to be outside. 2-1. Hits this one fairly hard. Drew's going after it, but yeah, he won't catch that. It's going to roll back to the wall almost. Chief in there with a leadoff double. It's a good sign being down a run. So here is Terry. He struck out his first time up. Excuse me. Something caught in my throat. It's a ground out, but it does move Chief to third. So here's Frank with the runner on third and only 1 out. He has to flinch back from that pitch. That fastball's too low. You think this would be a hittable pitch, and not really. It's 3-0. That one's a strike. Frank taking all the way. Swings 3-0 and gets a base hit into left, and this game is tied again at 3. Here's Tom. He fouled out in his first at-bat. That fastball comes inside. And this one's too low. It's 2-0. There's a called strike, and Breslow looks like his elbow is hurt. So the Cardinals are going to go to their bullpen. And they will put in, oh boy, lots of changes here. I think it's Rafael Perez, I do believe. So Pujols is going to move to first. Beltre is going to go to second, and Helms over to third. Honestly, that lineup makes a lot more sense to me than what they had. All right, Tom now with a full count, 1 out, 1 on. Hits this one into left field. That'll be another base hit. Runners on first and second, and here comes Zach to the plate, who did get a base hit his first time up. Looks at a strike. Sure, tough for Perez to come in mid-batter like that. He's got Zach with an 0-2 count. And he'll hit it into left field. This is going to get by Pierre. Squirrels take the lead right now by 1, and Tom stops at third, so that's where we will stand at the moment. Squirrels up 4-3. Runners on second and third still only 1 out. Joey will be coming to the plate shortly. He will look at strike 1 on a high fastball. Swing down by his feet, makes it 1-1. Base hit up the middle. That's going to score 1, and only 1 for the moment. 5-3 Squirrels, and here is Stitch at the plate. Struck out in his first at-bat. Runners on the corners with 1 out. Stitch with an 0-2 count. He's looked at both strikes. Swings at this one, and that's going to get down for a base hit. An RBI single for Stitch makes it 6-3. And the Cardinals are going to go to their bullpen again. It's time to find Malaska. I honestly have no idea if this is the Malaska we saw mostly with the Brewers or not. Kester is 2 for 2 so far. So he watches a pitch outside and hits a ground ball. This probably should be a double play, even with Kester. And it is 4-6-3. But a big inning for the Squirrels gives them a 6-3 lead as we go into the 4th, where Sky will lead it off for St. Louis. Sky with a double in his first at-bat, where he also led off the inning. Looks at ball 1. And looks at ball 2. Looks at ball 3. Stitch having a little trouble finding the zone today. And gets that one in for a strike. Sky taking all the way. Swings at a slider, and it's going to be a base hit up the middle. So here's Wes Helms. He struck out in his first at-bat. Looks at a changeup. 4-ball. That fastball up and away. There's a swing and a miss. Swing and a miss again makes it 2-2. Called strike 3. 1 down. Here's Malaska, who apparently has hit a home run as a relief pitcher. Don't know how many at-bats he could have, but maybe more than I realize. He's got a 2-1 count to start things off. Swings and misses at a changeup. Ground ball, this could be 2. Back to Joey first, not in time there. It was close. Here's Juan Pierre. He is 1 for 2. Struck out and singled so far. Looks at strike 1. Looks at strike 2. Hits a ground ball again to second. Kester on to first, and that will end the top of the inning. Still 6-3 Squirrels, and they will have Marvin at the plate to start the bottom of the 4th. All right, Marvin will flip around left-handed. He's credited for 2 lineouts from the right-hand side. Pops this one up. Helms should have it right by our third base coach. 1 down. Here is Chief, who has singled and doubled so far. No, I don't think we've ever had a cycle in team history. Certainly never a natural cycle. Chief with a 1-1 count. That slider's outside. Fouled straight back. It's a 2-2 count. And that's too high. It's a full count. 1 out, nobody on base. Well, swing and a miss, strike 3. That's probably the end of the cycle. Terry 0 for 2, strikeout and a ground out. Though it was a productive ground out. Looks at strike 1 on the outside corner. That curveball too low. There's a fastball at the knees for strike 2. And that slider too far inside. Ground ball to third, just right down the line. Helms off to first, and that'll end the inning. 6-3 Squirrels as we go to the 5th. The Cardinals will start off with Chris Burke at the plate. Burke is 2 for 2 today. He'll look at strike 1. And he's going to go 3 for 3, base hit into left. All singles, but he keeps getting on base. So again, here's Albert Pujols, who had a RBI base hit through the left side his last time up. Looks at strike one. Fouls this one off his foot, but seems to be fine. Runner takes off. He could have a throw him out, strike him out, and we sure do. So here's J.D. Drew now with 2 outs and the bases empty. First pitch is called a strike. That one is down and away. Swing and a miss makes it 1-2. Popped up, Tom waiting for it. And that will end the inning. Started off promising, but went downhill very quickly. 6-3 Squirrels, and they've got Frank coming to the plate. Frank 1 for 2. Looks at strike one. Hits this one into center field, but right to Burke. 1 down. So here comes Tom. He got a base hit in his last at-bat. Looks at a slider that was right over the plate. Swings at that fastball, but misses. Fouls that pitch away. It's still 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down. Here is Zach. He's got a single and a double, so I guess maybe I spoke too soon about the death of the natural cycle today. Up the middle, I don't think that's going to be 3 bags, but it is a base hit. So here's Joey. He went the opposite direction, double then single. So still on cycle watch, I guess. But he's got a 1-1 count at the moment. Swings and misses. Swung under a slider. Swings and misses at a knuckleball, and that will end the 5th inning. Still 6-3 Squirrels as we move into the 6th. Carlos Guillen is going to lead it off for St. Louis. First pitch to Guillen is called a strike. Curveball hits the dirt. And that will be a base hit into right field. Cardinals put their leadoff man aboard. So here's Adrian Beltre showing bunt. And he does actually bunt it, but it goes foul. Doesn't look like he's bunting now. Swings and misses at a slider. Swings and misses at a high fastball. 1 down, runner still on first. Sky is 2 for 2, a double and a single, and he goes back up the middle for another single. Runners on first and second. Helms is the tying run. He looks at strike one. Looks at strike two. Hits this one right over the third base bag. Chief opted to go for the double play instead of stepping on third. Second's the only out they get. Excuse me. So that leaves runners on the corners. 2 outs. Malaska, his second at bat. I do believe he struck out the first time, but now I'm not all that sure about that, so maybe I shouldn't have said it. He pops out in this at bat, and that will end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th. We'll have a pinch hitter coming up. Squirrels leading 6-3. Wondering how pessimistic I should be. We'll say somebody gets a hit. All right, Sweeney in his first at-bat of the day. Swings and misses at a forkball. Swings and misses at a fastball. He was behind it. Called strike 3 on a slider to the down and out part of the strike zone. I do think it was a strike, just trying to explain where it was. Kester, 2 for 3, did hit into a double play in his last at-bat, so not too worried about that at the moment. Puts a fly ball into left. Pierre should have this one, though he has to drift back further than I thought. But he does make the catch. 2 away. Marvin is 0 for 3, couple lineouts and a foul out. His second left-handed at-bat. Looks at strike 1. Hits this one right to Pujols, and he'll step on the bag. And so I guess my somebody will get a hit. Didn't really work out. All right, we go into the 7th. Juan Pierre to lead things off. Johnston not too tired out from last night. Go into Marvin's spot. Let's have that. No, let's do that way. Thought about keeping Sweeney in center. Maybe I should have. But we'll tuck him in the corner outfield instead. All right, Juan Pierre, 1 for 3, and he starts off with a strike in this at-bat. And swings and misses at the slurve. Swings and misses at the sinker for strike 3. On down, here's Chris Burke. He's 3 for 3 on the day. That sinker bounces in. Slurve hit to, well, let's say 2/3, but really went through the left side of the infield, so he is 4 for 4 on the day. Albert Pujols, 1 for 3, though that one hit was at least one RBI. He looks at strike 1, swings and misses at a sinker. Fouls off the slurve. Fastball, too high. Pujols does not chase. Fouls off that slurve. I don't think would have been a strike, but got to be careful with 2 strikes. Oh, and chases one in the dirt for strike 3. 2 down. Here's J.D. Drew. He is 0 for 3. And he will look at a ball low. So they check over at first. That pitch is a bit high. 2-0. There's a called strike. Ground ball to Kester, who gets it to first, and that will get us to the 7th inning stretch. 6-3 Squirrels. Chief will lead off for the Squirrels on the other side. All right. So Chief at the plate. Alaska's still on the mound. That knuckleball drifts inside. That one's called a strike. Not sure I believe it, just like Chief, but nonetheless, fastball down and away, makes it 2-1. Hits this knuckleball, line drive into right field for a base hit, and actually, is he going to make it 2? He's trying. And yeah, he's in there safely. Didn't really expect that one to roll all the way to the wall. So Chief in there with the leadoff double. Here is Terry. He will look at strike 1. Fouled away to make it 0-2. Into left field, Pierre should have this, although Chief way off the bag. He does get back safely. I'm not sure he needed to be that far off. But Anyway, runner still on second with one out. Frank has been coming through a lot lately, and he comes through with the base hit here, though Chief does not try to score. Runners on the corners for Tom. He's also had a good game today. Looks at strike one. This might be enough to score if it... No, ends foul. Looks like Drew got caught up on the fence out there on the cutoff. He probably could have had that one. A weak ground ball. Here comes Chief home. Throw goes to second, and that is the only out the Cardinals get. The Squirrels score another run to make it 7-3, which also means we're not going to have to go to Hermita after he just blew a hold yesterday. I guess not a save. Zach has an 0-2 count. That pitch just misses down and away. This one bounces in. 2-2 with 2 outs and a runner on first. Oh, Zach chased one for the last out of the inning. So we'll go to the 8th. The Squirrels now leading 7-3. The Cardinals will start off with Carlos Guillen at the plate. He is 1 for 3. Got a base hit in his last at-bat. Looks at strike one. That sinker bounced in. Slurve was better. Gets a swing and a miss. I don't know. It's in the zone anyway. I don't know if it was really that much better. That was actually better Slurve, and it got a swing and a miss for strike three. Adrian Beltre looks at strike one. Grounds this one to first. Harry will step on the bag. 2 outs, nobody on base for Sky, who is 3 for 3. Double and a couple singles, all right up the middle. Pulls this one foul. The pitch misses away. Hits this one into center field for yet another single. Wes Helms, by contrast, is 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts. And he is behind on that fastball. Swings and misses on the slurve. Pops this one up. Joey waiting for it. And that will end the top of the 8th. Squirrels still leading 7-3, and they will start off with Joey at the plate. Joey's 2 for 3. Double single strikeout. Looks at strike one here. And that pitch misses. I think more away than it was down, we'll say. This one probably too high, but Joey swings and misses. 1-2 count. Looks at strike three on a forkball. That'll be it from Alaska. He just ran out of gas. Kyle McClellan is going to take over on the mound and try to keep things where they are. Sweeney will take his second at bat. He struck out his first time up. Swings and misses at the first pitch. Pops this one into right field. Drew waiting, makes the catch. Here is Kester. He's 2 for 4. Got hits in his first 2 at-bats. Looks at a strike. Looks at strike 2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll end the 8th inning. Cardinals are going to need 4 runs to stay alive in the 9th. They've got the pitcher spot to start things off, so I imagine we will see a pinch hitter. Though they will not see Johnston. So Traver's going to come in to hit. I think that's who had been their catcher until Sky got here. Put Zap into Kester's spot, which means we can bring in a real center fielder. And I'm going to have Chief move over to second and put Sweeney at third. Chief has gotten a lot better as a third baseman. I still think Sweeney might have a little bit stronger arm. Because that was one thing Chief was not very good at when he first came up as a rookie, but he's worked himself into a pretty good third baseman. All right, so the Cardinals do not stick with Traber. They're going to go with Hideki Matsui, who has been with the Reds, but I do think he was here last year too. I think it was 2 years ago was his last season with the Reds. Anyway, he looks at strike one. Puts this one into center field, and it will get down for a leadoff single. Okay, so here's Juan Pierre. He's 1 for 4 today. There's an elevated fastball for strike one. This one well down and out. Changeup misses. It's 2-1. This misses inside again. 3-1. Called strike. We got a full count. Nobody out. Runner on first. And Pierre with a base hit up the middle, and that'll bring Chris Burke to the plate, who's had an excellent day. Although he chases one there and comes up empty. Looks at a changeup for strike two. This one right to Sweeney at third. This could not recover quick enough to get the out at second. Matsui was definitely off the bag, but Sweeney had to take a minute to collect himself. Now here's Albert Pujols. The good news is a home run still has us up 1. Although he just hits a light grounder to third. Throw goes to second. Sweeney had to charge, so that was his best play there. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. J.D. Drew, who has not had a particularly good day, pops this up right at the plate. Tom makes the catch, and that is your ball game. Final score today, St. Louis Cardinals 3, Indianapolis Squirrels 7, and I am very thankful it's a 9-inning contest. We will take a look at some highlights. All right, Zach is your player of the game. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Sorry, I just noticed we only out-hit the Cardinals by 1, but obviously put a lot more runs up on the board. So it's more about when you get them is more than it is how many. Anyway, thank you, everybody, for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. And we'll see you back here tomorrow for Game 2 against the Cardinals.